Hello, friends. How are you all? I'm sure you all must be doing good and you all are fit and fine. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon in different parts of the world. Today, we are going to understand and also we are going to study on the topic Never Memorize a Talk Word for Word. Yes, you heard it right. Never memorize a talk word for word. By perfect preparation, do I mean that you should memorize your talk? To this question, I give back a thunderous no. In their attempts to protect their egos from the dangers of drawing a mental blank before an audience, many speakers fall headlong into the trap of memorization. Once a victim of this type of mental dope addiction, the speaker is hopelessly bound to a time consuming method of preparation that destroys effectiveness on the platform. When H.V. Kellen Born Calton Born, the Dean of American News Commentators, was a student at Harvard University. He took part in a speech contest. He selected a short story entitled Gentleman the King. He memorized it word for word and rehearsed it hundreds of times. Okay, friends? And the day of contest, he announced the title Gentleman the King. Then his mind went blank. It happens with us also, isn't it? It's not only that it not only went blank, it went black. He was terrified. In desperation, he started telling the story in his own words. He was the most surprised boy in the hall when the judges gave him first prize. From that day, so this H.V. Calton Born has never read nor memorized a speech. That has been the secret of success in his broadcasting career. He makes a few notes and talks naturally to his listeners without a script. Mark the point, he makes few notes and talks naturally to his listeners without a script. Yes, we have to be like that, okay? So the thing which was mistake that he could not speak and then he started speaking on his own and that won him the first prize, isn't it? The man who writes out and memorizes his talks is wasting his time and energy and quoting disaster. All our lives we have been speaking spontaneously. We haven't been thinking of words. We have been thinking of ideas. If our ideas are clear, the words come as naturally and unconsciously as the air we breathe. Okay? Even Winston Churchill had to learn that lesson the hard way. As a young man, Churchill wrote out and memorized his speeches. Then one day, while delivering a memorized talk before the British Parliament, he stopped dead in his mental tracks. His mind went blank. Yes, it happens with us also, isn't it? we go on the stage, we have to speak something, and the mind goes blank, and we wonder now what will happen. That's common, okay? That's nothing wrong. And it happens with everyone. It happened with Winston Churchill also. He was embarrassed, humiliated. He began his last sentence all over again. Again, his mind went blank and his face scarlet. He sat down. From that day to this, Winston Churchill has never attempted to deliver a memorized talk. So it's a very important lesson to all of us. Never attempt to deliver a memorized talk. We have to have our own speech, which must be a spontaneous speech. If we memorize our talk word for word, we will probably forget it when we face our listeners. Even if we do not forget our memorized talk, we will probably deliver it in a mechanical way. Why? Because it will not come from our hearts, but from our memories. Okay, friends, so we stop over here. And as we studied today, never memorize a talk word for word. Yes, that is, we should be very spontaneous, as we saw the example of H.V. Kelton Bond and the Dean of American News Commentators. Then we saw that he makes a few notes and talks naturally to his listeners without a script. Then we saw Winston Churchill has never attempted to deliver a memorized talk. Yes, and this is all because it will not come from our heart but from our memories. Okay? So it has to be very spontaneous, not a mechanical way. It has to come from our heart. So friends, nice to meet you once again. I feel great joy when I speak to you all. I feel as if you all are there in front of me and we are interacting. So friends, do not quit. We are climbing the ladder of success every day as we are climbing the mountain of public speaking, and we will be an excellent public speaker one day. Practice, practice, practice. Okay? In front of the mirror, stand and read loudly the newspaper or a good book, an English book, and speak loudly in English. Okay? Do not quit and do not give up in life in general also. God bless you. Take care. Meet you tomorrow. Bye bye. See you.